play it by ear, and see if I can get this done. I know y'all get tired of me doing this, but I'm trying to do the best that I can with. Hi everybody, I tried to switch over and it didn't work, so we're doing it the old-fashioned way, the only way I know how. Y'all just have to bear with me. Uh, if this don't work, I'm going to have to get somebody. Hi, Lucy. Howdy, howdy. I'm trying to. I don't have my comments up on the. I don't have my comments up on the. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, I'm here barely. We're just going to have to kind of play it crazy tonight. My clothes are half off. I look like I've been raped or something. Good God. But if y'all knew what if y'all knew what I've been through, you'd feel like you've been raped. I'm gonna tell you, it's been one heck of a day. I went to the chiropractor and got my back reworked on, and then the traffic was so bad that I didn't know what was going on. Mother and I, we put in our little car like two widow women, and she'll say, "Oh, there's a car coming," and I'll say, "I know, Mom. I saw it. You scared me because I thought something was going wrong." She'll scream out, "Well, I'll be driving," and she'll say, "Oh, watch that car." It'd be about a mile behind me. "Look at that blue car." "Where, Mom?" Or, "Did I see that house?" "What house, Mom?" I'm trying to drive. So we get along pretty well in the car, and she tries to help me to drive. Now, I don't know if this sound system is even working. I have no idea what's going through here. I don't, maybe it is. Can, Bonnie, Granny Pat said, "Did you see my comment on the Jadeite kitchen, that wad in Tennessee?" What's that wad in Tennessee mean, Granny Pat? Bonnie hadn't answered yet. I'm still trying to figure out why I cannot broadcast to y'all. I can't figure it out. It just amazes me that I have on Joni Mitchell, but nobody can hear it. All was in Tennessee. We have nothing to talk about. I thought maybe I could put that into my telephone and it would work, but I don't know. Hi, Debbie. It would be nice if I could get this music into the phone. I don't think this will work. If it blows it up, y'all know I'll blow it up something. I don't know. No politics with Evil Jones. They get you banned. I didn't vote, and I'm no plan to ever vote. Debbie, that cream biscuits is the easiest recipe you'll ever make in any of your lives. I'm going to tell y'all, if you think, well, I can't make biscuits, just try that, the one that I posted this morning, because it is a good biscuit recipe. You know, I've been trying to perfect the little biscuit book, and I was going through some recipes yesterday in another wood box, and I found that, and I thought, let me look that up online and just see possibly if other people have that recipe. And there was a few on there, not a lot, but that is probably the best. Those biscuits were good, y'all. They were so moist. And even this afternoon when I got home, I just took a bite because I'm testing everything. They were still really soft and fluffy this evening. And all you got to make sure you get your whipping cream and self-rising flour. Now that self-rising flour, we are going to talk about that. One of my sweet followers, and I don't know which one of you it was, told me that since I was so adamant to make my own baking powder that didn't have alum, and that's why I was making it, she said, go to the King Arthur Baking Company site, and they've got a self-rising flour that has no aluminum baking powder. So I ordered 2 of them. Self-rising flour, no aluminum in this baking powder, and I feel like I can tell because I ate those this morning, and usually my ankles itch or they break out. And I think, like I've told y'all before on the other stuff, it was because of the aluminum in the baking powder. That's the only thing I could think about. And then when I pre-mixed it myself, it didn't seem to bother me. So, but this flour is, I like White Lily, but I can't get it where I live. It's too expensive through Amazon. And this here was about the same price as I pay at the grocery store with just $2 shipping. But I'm going to make, now that I found that I really like this King Arthur self-rising flour, the yellow package, and I'm wondering if it says made with non-aluminum baking powder, right there. So you can see that. That aluminum is not good for you. And it's sure not good for me, because I'm thinking, y'all, that some of my friends, and I haven't been able to verify or even try baking with this and letting them try it. I wonder if some of their upset stomachs and all that they think is they're gluten intolerant. I'm wondering if it's not that darn aluminum in the baking powder that so many companies use. You know, if I bake some cookies with this, then we'll know if I've got a friend, she eats some gluten and some not, but some of it really affects her. So I'm not going to give it to none of my friends that are really known gluten. Would be dangerous for them. Then I also got the great value almond flour. Now, I've been telling y'all I'm going to do those Great British Baking Show recipes and the cranberry frangipane tart. I don't know if you can see it or not. We're going to do that because I think that's what I've told you before. I think that'll be something that you'll want to try for your Thanksgiving or Christmas. And it's a cup of whole almonds, 1 cup of almond flour, almond meal, sugar, salt, unsalted butter. Then your frangipane filling is butter, sugar, eggs, flour, salt, vanilla, almond extract, lemon juice, lemon zest, fresh cranberries. And then you use your coarse sugar for sprinkling on top. But that'll be a good recipe, and I was glad to go ahead and get because they had been out of this great value almond flour, and with my flour mill, I can grind almonds. It's just that I was waiting to see if they got it in because y'all saw what fiasco I had with that darn meal. It seems like everything I do anymore, it falls apart or blows up, or it's just the way life is. Okay, let me see. Debbie loves King Arthur. Are you the one that told me about it, Debbie? I'm researching flour that is non-hybridized. You, I don't know what that means. I don't know that band. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see up here. Uh, hello. Yes, we did. Biscuits. Your biscuits looked awesome. Hello, Debbie. This has started out kind of to be a crazy night. Y'all know every night is crazy with me. If y'all could be here and just see, you wouldn't you wouldn't know what's going on. Sometime I'm sometime I'm just kind of crazy because Kitty, yeah, that King Arthur, I didn't realize any company, but one of y'all wrote in and told me get that, and it was in an email, and I'm sorry, I know it was a lady. Other than that, I don't know what this crap is on here, but he's gone. I'm not messing with that stuff. Y'all know that. We just want our friends in here. We don't want a bunch of people we don't know. So they get, I punched that little button because they're not saying nothing really dirty, but they're advertising some music that I don't even have no idea what they're talking about. Some kind of African music or something. I'm not sure what it said. Something about the drums or something in Africa. I don't know what they're talking about. And I know y'all want me to get a moderator, but I can't even get anybody to help me to figure this out. I've got that new videographer girl, but she is so busy. She's trying to work 3 jobs. She's going to college at 2 different online colleges. So this is a busy world, and I thank everybody for trying to help me on here. You do, and then out there, there's just not a lot, and then I have to do my daily chores here to keep up, keep mother up, and keep the house up. You know. Uh, yeah, Kitty, those biscuits, those are going in the book for sure. They're going in the little biscuit book because they may be on the first page. That's how much I love those biscuits. After I made them this morning, I think probably that recipe was from the Depression because Mother and I discussed it this afternoon when we was driving in the car, and she said, "Yeah, we always had cream from the milking the cows, and we always had flour. So that's all you had to have is your cream and your milk. And boy, I'm going to use a black iron skillet, even though my iron levels, but they were fine this last time. So I'm going to just be careful and continue to use my iron skillet sparingly, only like for baking cinnamon rolls or biscuits. I'm not going to fry a bunch of stuff in it because I think that's when the hot grease really gets the iron out of the black. They would be, Granny Pat. Listen, I also thought about the way that dough felt when I was massaging the dough. No, when I when I was putting it together, I thought, in my back of my brain, this would be making some good fried pie dough. Because that's the consistency it had. It had kind of a fried pie consistency. But yet they say don't use self-rising flour in your fried pies because they'll fluff too big or they'll do this, but I've used it before. I love dumplings too. Yeah, Mother doesn't. And so when I make homemade chicken and dumplings, I've made it on a few of my recipes. It's on YouTube. Um, I've made the butter noodles. I've made biscuit dumplings. I've used biscuits for dumplings. Uh, but I think we might have to try these since I'm so in love. I'm in love with these biscuits. So we may have to do some chicken and dumplings, or if y'all do, send me a email at justmebillyjean@yahoo.com and show me your dumplings or tell me how they worked because I think they'll be really good. Hi, Dorothy. Uh, Chupacabra, we don't talk. Goodbye. Okay. I don't have a lot to say this evening. I mean, I'm just here to visit with y'all so you don't get depressed and bored, and I don't get depressed and bored, and gives Mother something to do. She's not in this part of the house where she can direct me, but that's okay. You know, we, I'll tell you something that kind of irritated me today since we're talking. Kitty, my mom made dumplings with Biscuit, and that has baking soda in it. Yeah, and Kitty, what I'm saying is, honey, the baking soda is uh, fine to use. It's just that I can't have the baking powders. I've used the baking soda in, I don't think I've ever used it in a dumpling that I know of, but I've made so much over the years. I can't tell you. I mean, those big elaborate for the ladies and people that I worked for. Every one of them different over the years. Most were personalities, movie personalities. So we had Christmas parties, Thanksgiving parties, and we had chefs. I was just there to show, to make sure and do Granny Pat's job of making sure the tables were laid out, making sure the plates were and the silver and everything was polished and everything was put in exactly as it should have been per the book that shows all the silverwares and glasses and porcelain, and had to make sure it was out of the safe. And it was just I was just a personal assistant, so I did whatever uh, yeah, Kitty, we all need company. I mean, I may be boring sometimes, but I'm trying. Hi, Bonnie. It's good to see you too. Uh, but back to me doing those big shindigs, is what I call them. We would have our chefs come in. I would talk to the head mistress, head lady, and say, what kind of meal would you like to have? And then she would iterate it, or her secretary would iterate it to me, and then I would figure out the menus, get them approved by her. Then I would pass that down to the main chef, and he would job that out to whoever it took. The flower arrangements, it all was on my shoulders. And I caught hell a lot of times because something would go wrong. Something, it always goes wrong. But I couldn't do it today because I'm about half. I'm not even a whole wit. I'm a half wit. I can't even. So I'm glad I got that done while I was young because I couldn't do it again and make everything work like a clock. Mm. No, I just got this hat at the um, dealership. I have an Alfa Romeo. It's the same company, I guess. Um, I was trying to see if there was another recipe I was thinking about this morning for well, there's several that we're going to do for, I don't know, I've told y'all to write me and tell me what y'all are going to do for Thanksgiving, or if you're going to have any family, if you're not going to have any family. Granny Pat, you're also involved in this. You're supposed to send me that. I just now thought about it, even though we talk every day or so. That date and was it orange or lemon cake? Don't forget to get me that. Uh, I chat with Bonnie. I mean, not live, but she sends me stuff and I read them and then we converse on here, you know. But don't forget to give me that recipe, Granny Pat, because Lord, what is the about the seventh of the month? So I'll start doing a few of those, but I'm going to do the British Bake Off ones. First, we're going to do this tart, and then we're going to. There's a few more. Oh, I want to do those profiterole rolls. If any of you watched Helen Mirren and the Queen, uh, no, it wasn't that. They did do profiterole rolls for the Queen, but Queen Victoria and Abdul, what was it? You know the name of it. She loved those profiterole rolls, and that's where she squashed them down just quickly as she could. But that's the way she ate, from what I've researched. Queen Victoria she ate just without any manners or anything. But I guess if she was the Queen of England, she could do what she wanted to. Dorothy says she'll probably just be home Thanksgiving, and Maria Callender is going to visit her. No, she didn't say turkey dinner. Just you won't work. Well, with Mother and I, we're the same way. We might go out. Uh, I'm not sure, but we might go out. And then, but I imagine we'll be here also. I'll do something. You know, that right now, this time of year at the country grocery store, they've got those big turkeys for 98 cents a pound. And I take that old big roaster. Y'all remember the ones with the black granite pans that fit in that white uh, outer thing with all the big knobs on it? That's what I still roast the turkeys in because it's so good. You leave it and it's probably the best way to cook a turkey. If you can find those old roasters at a Goodwill or at, this was my grandma's, uh, get them. They're probably $15, but Lord, they're big though. I mean, I hope you have a storehouse or somewhere to put these pans and things in because I don't have a lot of room. But I do keep that roaster just because it's good. I like it. Debbie's having shoulder surgery Monday, so she's not doing anything. Yeah, is that for the rotator cuff? They want to do it on both of my shoulders. I guess all those years of painting and hanging drapes and the decorating and all that, I've pulled both these shoulders a million times. And so the chiropractor said the only thing that can be done is have your rotator cuffs replaced, or they can go in there and scrape the um, bones, I guess. I'm not going to try to do any of it unless I just have to. Debbie said yes. Oh, I dread it for you. I've had several friends that's had it, and they've had their knees done, and mother had her hip done, and they've all, except one, has gone through it smashingly. But this one gal, she was in the rehab this last week. My stepbrother told me, a friend of his, but I got to know her during his cancer treatment, and he said she re-fell on that knee while she was in rehab, and now they're going to have to go do another surgery on the, I think this is third surgery on that knee. I'm not sure if she's, that's terrible. I don't know how they'd let her fall like that, but everything like I've told y'all, doctors are not very concerned about us. If you don't do your own research, you'll end up under the daisies. Uh, Small town. Alan, yes, small town. Yes, I do. Um, that's why we go into Dallas for the main doctors. Kitty says, I still get a kick of having the same dishes, Blue Danube and Haviland Autumn Leaf, like the uh, six of separation. Funny to have those exact same combinations. The Blue Danube was an ants, great ants that I got. Cause see, my family have all gone. They've all passed away, and so when stuff migrates, it would go to the next and the next and the next, and I'm it. Mother's it. I'm it. Now I have two sisters, but they don't want anything old. They can afford everything new, so they don't care about anything. They don't care about the family. They don't care about, and they don't. I don't know. They're just not like me. I like my to research about our family and things like that, but they don't. They do not. That's one thing they do not. They think they have their own children and it'll go that way. They don't want to um, think about what was 100 years ago. They think about what's 100 years from now. So I respect that. That's fine. Granny Pat said, I did a tablescape today, but can't get it on YouTube. Well, I told you I'd help you, and you told me not to worry about it. So, as soon as I get off of here, I will text you, and then we will video chat, and I will help you get it on. I thought you said you could not find the video. Have you ever? No, Jacob, I've never done that. I used to smoke, but no, I've never blown it on my shoes. I blew it out the window a few times, but not on my shoes for good fortune. That sounds like one of the old wives' tales. My life is a hobby. I don't have to. Uh, I love design. I love art. I love antiques. I love cooking, of course. I love glassware. I love Goodwill. I love garage sales. I love estate sales. I love flea markets. But as I told Granny Pat, we've got too much stuff. We don't need all this. Haviland Blue Garland and Fostoria. Oh, I think that'll be nice. I like that Haviland Blue Garland. I do not have that. I've seen it. No, Monk, I will someday. I'm trying to figure out what is the best because I bought this stuff for an investment, and now the glassware market, most of it, unless it's like Weller Pottery or Waterford or most of it's devalued so much because of eBay going to several countries. It's just devalued everything and so I'm hanging on to it. I've got enough for in my store place and for a store, but I'll just have to wait and see. I know, Debbie. I bet that tablescape will be beautiful. She always does good. Granny Pat does good on those tablescapes, and I've got enough stuff to do them. It's just that I've got too much going on to be able to just enjoy decorating with the tables, and I did it for so long. I'm kind of bored with it, maybe, you know. But maybe when I get real old, I'll just sit around and do tablescapes. Uh, yeah, the dishes, you know, I bought them to leave to my nephew, which I called my son, that was killed in him and his girlfriend hit a pecan tree and killed both of them a few years ago. And that like devastated me. So everything that I had collected to give to him for his wedding and his wife never even got close. He was gone in an instant, and it was all due to liquor. And he had seen what I had gone through with being a bad alcoholic or bad drinker. I don't. I guess I was alcoholic. I don't know. I've never figured out if I was or wasn't, but uh, I'm just glad that I quit drinking over 15 years ago because if I hadn't, I wouldn't be here. I really wouldn't. Alan says I've collected too much stuff. He has Flow Blue China, depression glass. He has 9 depression glass cookie jars in several patterns and colors. I've got stuff too, and I just don't know. Let me get up here. You always want to see baby. Here's baby, little one-eyed kitty. That's a little one-eyed kitty cat. Sit there. Be good. You be good. They want to see you. They want to see you. Yeah, this is the kitty I brought in that was tiny, tiny, tiny from the possum. Uh, he was about that big, and I chased him. I chased him because I've told this story before, and I know y'all heard it, most of you. But I looked down, and that possum was eating the cat food out on the car park, and I saw this little bitty. I thought it was a little possum. Then I realized, no, it's kind of red. That can't be a possum. I knew it couldn't be a fox because it was too tiny. Still the same color. So the possum ran and baby froze, just like in the headlights. But then he took off, and he was so little, his little legs was just, and I got him. And boy, he went to his face, even today, he's got this face that will make you die laughing. It's just like he's scowling. Oh, he'll just meow, and when he does, he just looks about like this, meow. And that's the way he was doing. And he tried to scratch me, his little claws, and so worst thing I could have done. I thought I've got to get, if there's any fleas on him, I've got to bathe him. So I put him in the kitchen sink. Well, out he come. I'm not used to having bathing a cat or whatever, but I didn't know you shouldn't do it. I do now. But he jumped out, and I got him and dried him, got him washed finally, got him washed off and dried off. And he stays so clean. He's always bathing himself, but with that long hair from uh, Maine Coon kind of, because I know he's got Maine Coon in him. He has those hairballs, so I would buy that food that will help him with the hairballs. Um, but he's a good kitty. It's just that he's still wild. He always will be, I imagine. He grew up that way. His mama probably was wild. So when he got out a few weeks ago that y'all knew, he finally came in. But yeah, he's going to be wild. He runs through that. Sometime mother will be in the bed, and I'll think it's her getting up. And my ears are just like if I've got a little baby. I wake up because I think she's getting up on or something, and it'll be him running through the house. I'm talking about he'll take off, and it sounds like a jet engine with those feet, and I get tickled. And then the mother say, "What was that?" And I said, "It's the cat. He took off again. If he could have wings, he'd fly." Yeah, kitty's got a fluffy coat. Now, let me see we had a yellow cat, Sammy. Sammy's so fun. Uh, I vacuum him. I got one of those little pet vacuums, and he did not like it at all. But then I started taking the attachment that kind of combs the hair, that will suck it up as you comb. Well, I just started brushing him like you would a horse with a curry comb, and getting him used to it and letting him smell of it. And that's kind of what I did with the cat. And now he can hear me turn that little vacuum cleaner on, and he'll jump up on the bed. And I did it this afternoon. I don't do it every day, but when I first started, y'all, there was so much hair come up into. It's got a glass dome or plastic dome on the top, and you can see that hair tangling up where you can throw it out. It balls the hair up some way, and then when you throw it in the trash, it's like it's been woven into a ball, and that's what you throw away. And I found it on eBay. The most of them are about $200, but I found it on eBay, and it was like $40. And I thought, oh, it's worth that to keep this hair down in this house. And so I'm glad that I bought it. Oh, Dorothy has a cat, and she has a pet vacuum. And another cat I had liked being vacuumed with it. Well, it's an amazing contraption. This one, y'all, one day I'll tell y'all a funny story. It's got several attachments. You can cut their fingernails. You can cut their hair. You know, it's got blade guards like you would the old barber, uh, whatever they're called. Uh, Barber, not scissors, not shears. Well, the guards fit on it, and you buzz haircuts. And then it's got the vacuum, two or three different things with the vacuum. So one day my hair, which is kind of now needs to be cut, I thought, I've got to go to that doctor, and I look like the Dickens. I'm not going to cut that with the scissors like I normally do just to get by till I can get to the beauty shop or the hair cutting shop. So I got that cat thing. I stuck that on there, and it started buzzing, and I thought, oh, let me see, I can get that off. And it went off and up the tube and that. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll do it a little more. That hair pulled in there. I had the biggest bald spot on my head. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I thought, well, I got to go to that doctor. I can wear a cap, but I don't really like wearing caps if if I'm talking to somebody or in an office like a doctor. So I got a eyebrow pencil out of Mama's deal, and I thought, I'll just color my scalp. Well, it worked, that scalp. And my hair grew back a little bit. But I don't use the pet clippers. That's what it is. I don't use that on my hair no more because that sucked that up in there. I thought, oh, hell, what have I done to deserve this? But it was kind of funny. Kitty, hello, Margaret and Betty. Betty, hi, Betty. Hi, Margaret. It was something to Dorothy. I'm going to tell you, it was something. Oh, what I was going to tell y'all is today, this makes me so darn mad. And I've seen it for many years. And maybe y'all have not noticed it. Maybe you have noticed it. I always see the police officers pulling over. They pulled over a car and us going on a main interstate. They pulled over a car. They could have told them to get on the next exit. They could have, but it was backed up for about 15 minutes, it seemed like. Get up there. I thought it was a wreck. I didn't know. It was a police officer had pulled an old beat up truck, and you could see the paper tags were very washed out kind of. But then about the time I got there, he let the truck go on. Well, here's all this traffic backed up. Nearly made two or three wrecks because they did not get that. And that it was not a murder. It was not a homicide or a shooting, or it was just them pulling this poor old people. I'm talking about old people that were probably destitute nearly and barely could afford insurance if they had it or not. I think they probably had it or he wouldn't have let them tootle off. But, why do they pick on people that is elderly and poor? They can't afford a ticket. I mean, give them a warning. But I see that all the time. They pull over people that you know just doesn't have any money. I can't, I mean, I know they need to pull over them and see if the law is being broken and whatever, but for them to just sit, because I've seen, one day I kind of decided I was going to watch. So I pulled in a Walmart parking lot. I just wanted to see. A Mercedes went by, this went by, that went by, and the next old beat up car pull over. Then another cop come and sit right there, and same thing. I don't know why they do it, but those poor people have got enough trouble, I imagine. You know, and then today that could have killed a bunch of people because they were just running up on that. And then there's just one little car pulled over to the side of the road. I think the chief of police and the sheriff should tell their deputies, you know, I mean, try to be discreet about who you pull over, because you know you have to make their ticket money for that month, that part of the month. This is the first of the month, kind of. So, but I think they should have a little more love in their heart to try to then and pull them off the road to where we don't nearly get in an accident because of us of it. Alan says, "What is your favorite meat dish you like to cook? Beef, chicken, or pork?" I like it all. Can't you tell? No, you can't see. I'm big as the side of a barn. Um, I like it all. Really, I do. I like lasagnas. I like chicken and dumplings. I like roasted ham. I like roasted turkey. There is nothing that I probably haven't cooked. I mean, I won't eat wild animals. We had it as a child, squirrel and stuff like that, but I never was. Uh, I never went to the table. I don't want that. Yeah, Dorothy, I know. Brownie points. That's why I would have never made a good one, because I couldn't give. I guess I could give tickets if it was meant to be, but them pulling that old car off today has just went all over me, because I bet there were 35 cars that were, and they were running up on each other, and here Mother and I was in our little car, and they could have made so many people have a wreck if they would. It's not really about pulling over the poor people that I'm upset about. It's them pulling over that car coming off of an exit. You know where when you come off an exit and there's a highway, there's like a white stripe that guides the exit car off. They had pulled them right there in the middle of that white stripe. It was just, and then all the people here was about to have wrecks. It was just crazy. Yeah, Dorothy, I like a lot of stuff. I really do. Well, you know, Dorothy, my video skills, my cooking skills, especially when I'm trying to think about talking, doing videotaping, uh, things going on in the house, it's quite challenging. Now, Granny, what did she say? Jan says Marriott. Oh, Marriott has turkey dinner for $60 for adults and 27 for children. That's too expensive. Lord, I can cook a turkey and dressing and everything and dance a jig for $60 on Thanksgiving, because that'd be $120 for Mother and I. Lord help. We could live on that at least 2 or 3 days. 60 and 60. That's because, like I said, the turkey down at the country grocery store is 98 cents a pound. So, you know, 11.50 or $12 for a humongous turkey. I buy them and put them in the freezer, and then I use that through the year as my turkey. Because then y'all have watched the videos. I'll roast the turkey, take it off the bone, put it in the Steel-A-Meal bags, put it in the freezer. Then when I need turkey, there it's same with any other meat. If I find it on sale, the pork roast, whatever, I, I cook it, then I put it in the Steel-A-Meal bags or even freezer bags, and it's there. But you know, because prices are high, and I'm just one of those that love those sales. Yeah, I like homemade food, and Marriott, I've eaten at their places before. I don't remember what it was like. If it was, uh, there's a place in Dallas that it's about $80 a person, I think. But I mean, they really pull out all the stops. If you had kids and Grandma Gertie coming into town and all that stuff, I guess it would be worth it. But Mother and I just we like being we want to be alone, like Greta Garbo. I want to be alone. Alan says Granny Pat Cracker Barrel has a turkey ham dinner on Thanksgiving under $15. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's more my speed. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's okay if people want to spend that. That's their. You know, I don't tell no one what to do or what not to do. I clicked him off. Nurse Zigzag, I clicked him off. I don't have time for people to be crazy. Just like that woman said something about my lips the other day. Well, she don't realize that um, when I was young modeling, I had these put in, and it was a way back. It was silicone back then, and it matched my face. But now that my face has gotten older, I know they're there, but I'm not going to spend the money to have the silicone taken out or make them smaller. I don't care, you know that. But she got clicked off because I'm not going to mess with people that's ugly to anybody. Whether if it had been to me or you or whoever, I'm not going to mess with it. Uh, have you ever tried stovetop stuffing in place of breadcrumbs, cracker, whatever? Yes, I have. Stove top stuffing. These teeth. See, that's one of them. They get in my way. Uh, I'm looking, y'all. Hi, Betty Freckles. Uh, I'm not going to eat. You know, that's funny that he brought y'all. Let's see, who was that? Alan brought up turtle. You know, there was the turtle soup was, and when I was a kid on the Red River, they had told me they'd caught a turtle, and it had all this different kinds of meat in it. I didn't understand that it was sectioned out like turkey and chicken and ham and this and that. In this turtle, it tasted like those other kinds of meat. I don't know if that's true or they were just pulling my leg, but I thought about that when I was young. Oh, isn't that interesting? That turtle has got all that different kinds. I'm gonna look that up because I hadn't thought about it in years. No, Alan, I didn't. I haven't. I used to travel also with some of the Miss America contestants. They have to have a chaperone, and I've been chaperone. I was a chaperone to several of them back in the day. Okay, there's another political comment. You get off of here. We don't talk politics. We don't talk religion. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about. We talk about food and None of that stuff interests me. And if it interests those people, then they can go to a channel that wants to talk politics or religion or whatever else I said. I'm not talking about it. Oh, Kitty, they come from the same place we do. It's just that they didn't get taught any good manners and have a peach tree limb switch their legs too many times, is what I think. That's one thing. I do not uh, emulate a person that is uneducated. My speech, I've told this story before. I used to call Helen Gurley Brown, which was head of Cosmopolitan magazine. And let me get a drink. She was my friend. She went to school with my aunt in Denton, Texas. And I'd call up there, and one day I said, you know, Helen, this was early in my career, and I was working for Nolan Miller at the time. We did the Dynasty collection of clothes, and I told her, I said, you know, Helen, I need to get I'm going to start taking speech lessons because I don't want to sound like a country hick all my life. She said, don't you dare. Don't you dare do it. She said, that's the only way I know it's you calling, and I'll take your call because my secretary says, that man from the sticks or the holler is on the phone. See, I know it's you. You just leave your speech the way it is. That's what gives you character. You're a true person, and your speech goes right along with it. So I never worried about it. From then on, I never worried about it. I'm from Louisiana. We eat a lot of wild animals: turtle, deer, squirrel, raccoon, nutria, and rat. Oh, I don't know if I could eat a rat. I really don't. I guess if I was hungry enough, I could. Yeah, all those others, nurse, was we had them in the country, but I haven't eaten. I didn't eat them. My fam, not mother. Mother wouldn't either. She's like me. We couldn't go deer hunting if we wanted to because I'd probably have a heart attack if I killed one. I have killed a deer when I was young. I have. We went hunting and psychiatric evaluation or bust. Granny Pat says, yeah, your southern accent sounds just like mine. Yeah, it's funny. When Granny Pat and I started conversing, she would say certain things and I'd say certain things, and we'd just kind of look at each other through the camera. And I said, one day she said, yeah, you sound just like me. And I said, I'm down here. Excuse me, I'm down here and you're up there in Virginia. Kentucky. She said, yeah, but our speeches, it's almost identical. So that was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't realize that the Southern was kind of all the way up into Kentucky. Yeah, Alan says people can cook at home for Thanksgiving and just bake a ham or turkey breast, mashed potato, sweet potatoes, green bean, and make a simple pie and keep it simple. That's what I would do. Joel says she's outside feeding a raccoon and a possum right now. I feed them. She feeds them. I think she might have said feed them, not eat them. I don't know if that's what she meant, but that's what I say. Sheila said she'd fit right in with me and Granny Pat. You sound right to me. Thank you, Sheila. Joel, it's funny you said Granny Pat and I'll be talking and I'll say, oh, wait a minute, there's that raccoon. He's looking at the door in the glass door at me. Or, oh, there's the possum. Well, now there's 3 possums, Granny Pat, or all y'all. One's a big one, and then there's 2 little ones. And they look like hedgehogs, kind of. They run. I'll open the door and they'll be running. There may be 3 by now. I see. Yeah, I don't eat them. They eat the cat food. I don't buy. I mean, I guess they would eat. I don't know if they have possum food, but they eat my cat's food. Alan says, "Love Granny Pat. My granny was from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, not far from Lexington, where Granny Pat lives. I bet Granny Pat knows where Sterling, Kentucky is. We have been on here 5513, and I was only going to be on here not at all or just a few minutes after the mishap with the whatever that streaming video thing. I think it's because I use the free service, maybe. I think maybe that. Uh, but I wanted to play songs. I wanted to play songs and see if y'all could hear the songs, and maybe I can get somebody that is knowledgeable on using a little soundboard thing, little bitty soundboard. Alan Court Day at Mount Sterling. Granny Pat answered you, Alan. Alan Court Day at Mount Sterling. I don't know. She all will know what it is. I don't. I do not know. Granny Pat sounds like my MIL. I don't know what that means. Y'all, I don't know these. Who's from Lakeland, Florida, but originally from North Carolina. Yeah, it is funny how a lot of our derivations of words and accents are very similar. Alan says, Grandpa, he used to go to court days for years. Loved shopping antiques. Jill B says she came in late. Well, we're happy you could come. Granny Pat said that's where we find bargains. So I guess y'all were going to have to all load up in a car and go to court days. I didn't know what it was. In Kentucky. We'll just get on the shop. I'll get a little yellow school bus and I'll come by and toot the horn and y'all have your stuff ready and y'all come on, get in, and then we'll go up to Kentucky. We'll go shop those court day antique malls, I guess. Oh, mother-in-law, I'm sorry, Kitty. I'm tired today. I'm always tired, but I'm not very good with stuff. Granny said that's where you find bargains. Okay, nurse, honey, you be good. Back to passing medicine, y'all. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you for going and coming in and joining us. That would be fun, wouldn't it, Dorothy? Margaret says pick her up in Tennessee. Wouldn't it be fun, y'all? I told Granny Pat we need to get a group together, and I'll put us a schedule and find out everything, and we go to England. I think that's so. I'm saving my money so me and Granny Pat can go to England. And somebody told me there's a company that will co-sponsor. Like if we have a YouTube channel and we're all from that YouTube channel, they give us a big discount, and they set that whole tour up and meals and everything. But I think I would want to do it with people that I've kind of got to know, besides going just on a tour group that somebody I don't have any idea about. Sheila says she's ready to go. Road trip, yeah. Lizards are medicine. What does that mean? I don't know. Well, I'm still checking into that. I keep telling my lips get so dry, y'all. I don't know where these people come from. Go away. I'm just gonna click you off because I I don't I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't nothing. Hadn't been any obscene tonight, y'all. Thank the Lord. But if they, I don't want them to talk about what I've told y'all before. I'm not going to go back into it. I'm too exhausted to explain it again. Dorothy says she and her cousin on December took a bus trip to Lamar's, Iowa. I bet it was fun. I've never been to Lamar's, Iowa. But I think I've got my passport and everything. I keep it ready. Mother keeps hers ready. Granny Pat was on a tour group on one of her trips. She's been several times to Europe, and so have I. Uh, Kitty says she thinks Laura Caldwell on Left Coast Revival has a traveling setup that takes her with her viewers. They've been to London, Paris, and so on to thrifts and all over. Well, that may be what they had sent me a notice or an idea for. Of course, it'll have to be in the works. I've got too much going on. Went with the tour group, Sheila says, and then once with her family. It'd be nice, Trojan says. All Granny Pat's fans need to charter her a cruise for her 90th birthday. See, if Granny Pat's not on here, I don't put this on her channel because this is mine. But maybe when she goes on, when we go on live, you need to mention it on that because this is just my few little people. Oh yeah, that Dorothy all-day trip, singers, Christmas singers, bus trip. Yeah, I love the German markets at Christmas. They're beautiful. They've got all that handmade stuff. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And then if you can throw in a few of the musical shows, that's really good too. I've been promising Mother I would take her to see Andre somebody. He's on YouTube and he does all the big productions of with all the actors and singers, and I think that would be a beautiful. He come to the United States, but the tickets were already sold out. He only comes like once every 3 years. Now he's from Germany, I believe, or Finland. Hi, Tammy from Savannah, Tennessee. Uh, these people, I just don't know where they come from. That person just said, take Gramps back to, I don't know what it said, the nursing home or something. I don't know what they're talking about. Granny Pat says, go for Christmas, go to Greenfield Village, Dearborn, Michigan. Oh, I bet that'd be nice. Kitty says, my favorite one Laura did was the German Christmas market. Oh, I love those German Christmas markets. And Granny Pat and I watch, let's see, who do we watch, Granny Pat, that's in England? They're decorating their house right now. And I wrote them an email, and they wrote me back such sweet salutations. Kirsten and George. They have a great show. She's a videographer, and all their videos, they take you on trips. They're from Germany, but now they live in England, and they take you all on those. Yeah, Kirsten, that's it, Granny Pat. If y'all don't watch their channel, you need to. It's Kirsten and George. Let me see if I can get it up here for just a minute. Kirsten and George, and I guess that's just what you look up. Let me see, okay. Here it is. Kirsten and George, Kirsten and symbol Joerg, two Germans in Britain. Um, yeah, let's see. I was going to show y'all their channel if I can get it, so that you can subscribe. I don't know if y'all can see that. Well, I can. Maybe you can see it. But they're really sweet, sweet people. And they're worth looking up because they cook a little, they decorate a little. They're just fun people. And they've been redoing their kitchen, which I'm trying to also, but I'm not having much luck because I'm not a carpenter, but I think I am. Maybe a little bit. RV, thank you. I just click them off. Yeah, I just click them off. Because I don't have time to deal with it, and my eyes are half. I don't have y'all on the big screen or right in front of me, the TV, when I'm not using that software program, the one that kept kicking me off tonight. So, yeah, they got a beautiful kitchen and all that stuff. So maybe I'll get this in order this week, and we will be able to listen to different things and watch certain stuff that I would like to share with y'all. But I've got to get this besides the internet now. I didn't realize it was probably my equipment. It's old, uh, or I probably don't know how to hook it up, the truth known. That's why you see the green screen behind me, the green material, because uh, you can put whatever behind there, and then you can put a video and so forth and so on. So all y'all know. We've been on an hour and 7 minutes. I just want y'all to know that I think of y'all each day, not just one of you, but all of you. I read your comments, and I've not been able to respond like I used to everyone because they've gotten quite a few. Um, but we're okay here. Granny Pat's okay there. I check on her, and she checks on me, and but I wanted to stop in and tell you all about the biscuits. They were good. Tell you what was going on, and that's about all I've got this evening. So y'all just be safe out there. That's all I can say. Good night.